Hey, what's up everybody, Super115 here, and today we are back. In today's video we're going to be doing another in-depth video. In today's in-depth we're going to be doing our friend the Eye of Cthulhu. And the Eye of Cthulhu, not to be confused with the yo-yo of the same name, is the first boss a player generally encounters, as it spawns automatically when a relatively early level of game. Advance in is achieved. It is considered the second easiest boss in the game after the Slime King or King Slime, though it still presents a challenge to newer players. Now what I'm going to be doing is talking about right now I'm going to talk about the Eye of Cthulhu. The type it's a boss, and the damage it relatively does is about 15 to 30. Its max life is 2,800, and I believe and its defense is 12, and the knockback resistance is 100. And the Eye of Cthulhu tends to have two forms. Its second form, it does about 22 to 45 damage, and the max life it would have during its second form is 1400, and the defense it has is 0. So yeah, and its knockback is still 100, and when you defeat him he tends to drop 3 gold coins. And other things he would drop are Demonite ore, which is from 30 to 87, but you can only get this in a corrupted world, and the rate chance is 100. And another thing is unholy arrows, 20 to 49 in a corrupted world, 100% drop. And corrupted seeds, 1 through 3 in a corrupted world, 100% drop. Excuse me. Next thing he drops is Crimson Orb, but you can only get this inside of the Crimson World. He tends to drop 30 to 87 on the Crimson World, 100% drop though. And he tends to drop Crimson Seeds, 1 through 3 in a Crimson World, and that's another 100% drop. Another thing he drops is a lesser healing potion. He drops from 5 through 15, and that's a 100% drop. He drops an Eye of Cthulhu mask, but this one's not 100%. It's a 14.29% chance of him dropping it. Another one is the Eye of Cthulhu trophy. This is a 10% drop. Another one is binoculars, and this is a 2.5% drop. But these are all the stuff he will drop in normal mode. And for example, if you're playing expert, he tends to drop a treasure bag. And the neat thing about the treasure bag, there's a 100% drop if you get, item you get out of the treasure bag, and it's the Cthulhu shield. So that's something cool to know. And at the top right hand corner, it'll be a little clip of me using the shield on mobs. And what we're going to talk about now, we're going to talk about the summoning or the spawning. The Eye of Cthulhu can be summoned manually using a suspicious looking eye, but only at night. It also has a 1 in 3 chance of spawning automatically each night once the following conditions are met. 1. At least one player in the world has at least 200 life and more than 10 defense. 2. At least 3 town NPCs are required. And 3. Finally, the Eye of Cthulhu has not yet been defeated in the current world. It approaches a signal when the message you feel an evil presence watching you. That within those 20 to 40 seconds of this message, the Eye of Cthulhu will appear and begin attacking the player. If the eye is not defeated by dawn, or if all players die or run away while fighting it, it despawns. So at least if it's gonna spawn automatically without going manual, you have to at least have 200 life or more and 10 defense, more than 10 defense. The second is at least 3 town NPCs, and you have a chance of him spawning during the night if you have all those requirements. And yeah, and you know he's coming when you see the message up pop at the bottom left hand corner. You feel an evil presence watching you. And now we're gonna talk about his behavior. So this one's gonna be fun. The Eye of Cthulhu looks like an enormous demon eye. Like most bosses, it travels through all blocks, meaning anything it will travel through it, so be careful with that. The Eye of Cthulhu has two phases during the first. He spawns servants of Cthulhu, those little flying demon eyes, but they one shot. So yeah, while floating around the player, which drops hearts, stars on death after spawning a round of these, he flies at the player 3 times. And usually the servants, they come to attack you. You can always get hearts out of them, and if you're using mana, I believe you'll get mana stars from them. So yeah, and in this video I kinda use the meteorite armor, so if you're wondering why my ray gun does so much, it's because I'm using the meteorite armor that allows me to get unlimited ray gun. Next, when the eye falls below half health or 1400, it transforms into its second form, which rams the player more aggressively 3 times. That hangs in the air for a period. It no longer spawns servants and has lower defense. So basically, this is normal mode Terraria. He tends to attack you and rush at you aggressively. So note that when you're fighting him. Okay, now here comes the fun part. In expert mode, he spawns more servants than normal, as well as 4 to 5 servants upon transforming. The second form has another attack exclusive to expert mode, which is an empowered and numerous version of the dash, which also increases its defense by a large margin. So basically his expert mode, after he gets in his second form, he turns into something else, and he does more, he rushes more. He will do a fast chain dash in its second phase, using the attack more often and lower health. This can lead to it dashing almost consistently, meaning he will just keep dashing and dashing at you, and it tends to get very annoying. I know I fought him a few times at a very low health, making it especially difficult for players in early game to finish it off. So basically his dashing makes it harder for those who just started playing the game, and so if you don't have a good enough armor, he will kill you. It will be easy for him. It's kind of hard to defeat him because his dashing abilities, so you want to be careful of that. Okay guys, some things to know about the Eye of Cthulhu. If you log out, meaning if you leave the game after the message you feel an evil presence watching you, the eye will not appear. Another thing is, if you use the suspicious looking eye after the message you feel an evil presence watching you, it will summon one Eye of Cthulhu, and then later another will appear, allowing the player to fight 2 Eye of Cthulhu. So after the message, one will spawn, and if you use a suspicious looking eye, it will spawn another one. Okay, another thing is, if you are already fighting an eye that was summoned using the suspicious looking eye, and you use another suspicious looking eye, nothing will happen, and the suspicious looking eye will not be consumed from your inventory. Also, something else to note, the Eye of Cthulhu can be hit by a falling star, which deals 1000 damage and reduced by its defense, of course. Okay guys, final thing to note, the Eye of Cthulhu ore drops is based on if the player's world has corruption or crimson in it. If the world has corruption, the eye will drop demonite ore. If the world has crimson, then the eye drops crimson ore. But anyway guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you liked it. If you learned something new, please like, favorite, and subscribe. It helps me a lot to make these videos because these videos tend to take me a while because I gotta go through all the information and process it so that you guys can understand, or in a way that you guys will get the concept of what I'm trying to do here. But there may be different like things I will do in the future for like in-depth videos. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool if you guys watch those, and I hope they're really helpful to you, because honestly these things can really come in helpful when you're fighting the Eye of Cthulhu and you're just starting out. But anyway guys, that's it for today's video. I'm Chippy115 and I'm out. Peace.